It's the fourth and final week at the House of Tiny Tearaways, but for this week's 3 families, their journey is just beginning.
I think you are a big part of the problem.
Me?
Yes.
Welcome to the House of Tiny Tearaways. Over the last 3 weeks, people's lives have changed in this building behind me. And for this week's families who are desperately seeking solutions to their parenting problems, this really is their final hope. Three families, all struggling to cope with their tearaway toddlers, have been invited to live here and try to turn their lives around in just 5 days. The person who's going to help them with this daunting task is clinical psychologist Dr. Tanya Byron.
My challenge is to help 3 families with all their parenting problems, but I've just got 5 days to do it.
The design and construction of the house has been completed in conjunction with a committee of childcare experts to make sure that it's a safe, fun place for kids to stay, whilst also recreating a realistic and practical home environment. The remote cameras and those located behind the 2-way mirrors allow Dr. Tanya to observe the pitfalls and progress,
Thank you, Mummy.
the tantrums and the tears, 24 hours a day, every day.
Some of them have got problems that would just take months to crack, not 5 days, but hopefully I can show them the first steps.
For the families chosen to be part of this unique programme, this is make or break. For Dr. Tanya Byron, this is the biggest challenge of her career. This is the House of Tiny Tearaways. And this is our first family of the week, the Goftons.
Stop that.
Jaden Gofton is a challenging 3-year-old whose constant swearing and aggressive outbursts
Calm down.
are driving his mother to despair.
Right, that's it.
No.
You're going to help me put these all away now?
No.
29-year-old mum Anita is struggling with her son's behaviour alone, as Jaden's father, 31-year-old Jai, is an Australian pro surfer. He is currently in Australia and unable to join his family in Cornwall.
We both definitely miss his dad, Jai. I know that Jaden would benefit so much from him being here, not just the practical side, you know, just being able to look after him as well, but the emotional side would be great. No! No! Don't you... Jaden!
The tantrums
No.
are generally quite like a little volcano erupting. It'll be just so sudden, and it's just the coming up to me, kicking and hitting me. He can't have his bag of crisps, or he can't have a toy. Even if he's not allowed something in the car, or he's not allowed anything, you know. Basically, if he doesn't get his own way. The amount of times he says the F word, it's a joke, really.
Mummy, no, you here.
Well, that's not very nice, is it? I think it's really rude, and I don't speak like that, and why does my 3-year-old speak like that? Jaden! Jaden! Jaden!
The first day at the House of Tiny Tearaways is assessment day. Tanya has already read case
No,
notes
this
and
way.
seen
This way
video
first.
footage of the families,
This way first.
but now she needs to observe them unobtrusively from her office, where I'll be joining her later to hear what she has to say.
Oh, wow.
Over the next 5 days, this will be the Goftons' new home.
At this. It's
like
very
all of our
pretty.
families, they're free to leave at any time, but Tanya's hoping they'll be able to stay the distance.
Let's find our room. Must be this way. Oh, Jaden, look, you've got your own bed. Look, you've got your own little bed.
What?
Let's take this off. No, leave it on. There you go. Because you can talk to her with that.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Jaden.
No, I don't want to.
Don't do that, please.
I don't want to talk.
Could you just calm down?
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk.
Come here, come. Help me unpack. Jaden, stop that. I'm ignoring you. I'm ignoring you, honey.
Oh, unbelievable.
A beef.
Come in, please, Jaden. Jaden.
I think this is going to be the worst behaviour problem we've had in the house, actually.
Having observed Mum Anita and her 3-year-old son Jaden for the past half hour, Tanya decides to meet the Goftons for the very first time.
Now. It's all the time. Honey, calm down. I don't know how to stop it.
No.
That's what I need to fix this week, absolutely. Come and sit on my lap. I'll give you some juice in a bottle.
I think we're going to have to get something going with that quite quickly because we've got other children coming into the house, just from the point of view of their parents and how they're going to feel.
I know. I'm going to die.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
I'll die
We can sort it
anyway.
out. No, sure. Okay, I mean, I've seen enough to know what I think the problems are.
Yeah,
Let me just ask you, what do you want? What do you want when you walk out of here in 5 days' time? What do you want?
I want to be able to the swearing. Whatever we start in here, I will keep going, and I know that it will work. You know, I just don't know. I think I try and do. That's not a very nice word, is it? Even reasoning, nothing. Apart from
That big stupid.
really bad. I can't go anywhere.
I'm just aware that we've got other children in the house, so that I think today I probably will just say, right, this is what you're going to do, and we're just going to do it. When does he get the most attention from you? When he's behaving like this, or when he's behaving nicely and angelically?
I think the same. I think I give him too much attention. Can you calm down, please, Jaden?
Yes.
I think what's happened is because I need to do things. Sometimes I just give in.
He's completely and utterly in control, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not going to do everything.
No,
And
I see that's.
He
I know
has
that.
got quite severe behaviour problems.
Yes.
He's like the man in your life. He's
Yeah.
He's actually like an aggressive male partner.
Yeah. Actually, you're right.
He's telling you to F off, and he's just completely and utterly in control. I've watched all the tantrums. He said, I can tell you, in the first 10 minutes of being in this house, he swore over 25 times. So maybe if we've got one target for today, it's to deal with the swearing. So it's time out.
Right,
now,
okay.
I can actually teach you how to do it really quickly, if you like, by just getting you to go into the kitchen. Children are not allowed in the kitchen in the house at all. Go in the kitchen, make yourself a cup of tea. I'll just hang out here and just tell you what to do, but I'll stand back and I'll look very impassive.
Right, okay.
Mummy, there's a good garden.
There's no key.
There's a good park now.
Yeah, we're going to go play. Mummy's just going to make a cup of tea first. Right. Okay. Okay, off. Yes, please.
No.
There we go.
Yo.
Right. Jaden, I can't get out.
You would get this stick to my phone.
Jaden, come here, please. Come on.
Right, less talking. Just pick him up and walk into the bedroom. Don't say anything to him now. Don't say anything to him now, because he doesn't realise you're cross. When you open the door, you just kneel down, you look him in the eye and you say, you're going in here because you said a bad word, and then you just shut the door, okay?
Jaden, you're going in here because you said a naughty word to me. You will stay in here until you calm down.
Okay, yeah.
You're very soft and kind with him. And You
Yes.
obviously love him a lot, but you do it at the wrong times as well.
Okay.
Right,
So I have to be more firm.
I'm sorry.
Believe me, when I found out about coming here, I was thinking about the other children and the other families dying. I do it on the public buses anyway. Die with embarrassment.
No, we've got to crack this one. If nothing else, we've got to stop him saying the F word, even if he doesn't say it
That's
completely,
it.
with less frequency. I mean, you have got to get tougher, because he's the tough one at the moment, not you. Because he has such bad behaviour, he's going to test you everywhere, so I'm going to have to teach you how to deal with it inside.
Inside to start with.
Okay, in a minute. Okay, so you know what to do?
Say that that's a naughty word and he's not.
Yeah, but not like you're saying. I mean, really, and look at him. Don't smile, and just really like you're really angry. Okay, and I'll just wait here.
Okay. Now, Jaden,
What?
you can come out now.
Yeah.
But that is a naughty word. Come on. That is a naughty word, and I don't want to hear it again. Okay?
Okay.
Good boy.
That.
Thank you. Actually, let's just pop this on you.
Hello. How are you? Bless you. Bless you. Bless you.
No.
No, bless you.
Mummy do it.
Mummy, do it.
Yes. Mummy's
Okay.
doing it.
Mummy, do it.
Bless me.
Bless you, darling.
Bless you.
Okay.
No, bless me.
Bless you.
But you know what, Mummy?
What?
I'm talking to Mummy. Mummy,
Yes.
if we have any more naughty words in my house, Jaden goes into that room.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Every single time. It will not happen. No.
No.
Okay. See that too?
In we go.
Okay.
You don't say that word. You don't say that word.
Naughty words. I'm not having it.
No, no. Oh,
3 minutes.
no.
Tantrums in itself.
But it's the only way he's going to
Yes.
learn. But did you see the difference between the way I spoke to him and the way you spoke to him? I don't feel that you're really angry with him. I feel like you're just like, whatever, it's like a game. He's got to believe you. Think about the tone of your voice now when you say to him, you do not say a bad word, or you will go back in the room and then we'll see if we can go out.
Okay.
And the first time he does something really nice, give him a cuddle and praise him up so he gets the difference.
Okay.
Okay, you can go there. Go.
Jaden,
What?
you do not say, come here, a bad word, otherwise you can go back in that room, okay?
No.
Okay?
Okay.
Good boy.
This is your final week. You've got one day less with these families.
Yes.
Can you do anything?
And I've got this child.
Yeah.
The child who swears like an old fishwife. For a child who says the F word and shut up and all the things he's saying, what he knows in his mind is if I say that word, I get a major reaction. It's not intentional in his head, he is saying the F word because it's the F word, it's just the reaction he's got. The problem is that adults hear this horrific word, so they're like, ugh, and that actually it's just another word. But of course, if you give that word a huge reaction, the word will continue, as we see with Jaden.
But is it all right just to ignore it? Then does it lessen its power?
Well, if you ignore it when it first comes out, because children will say swear words because they'll pick them up. If you ignore it, often with most children that will work. If you find it doesn't, then what I've asked Anita to do is what you need to do. You just need to time them out.
Today is normally observation day. You don't really go out there. You talk to them, but you don't make any changes.
Yes, not with this child. There's absolutely no way I could leave this child just to run free for a day, effing and blinding, because, OK, we can have lots of observation of the problem, but we'll lose 2 other families.
Looking at both of them now, you've met them. Who is your biggest challenge, Anita or Jaden?
I think they're both kind of up there, because I'm not sure whether this, for her, is a bit of a game. She's got this kind of funky, free-spirited little surfy dude, or whether she really does want him to change, and unless she wants him to change, he's not going to change.
Can you fix all of these problems in 5 days?
No. Honestly, no.
Can you not?
But I can. He'll probably still be saying the F word by the time he leaves the house, but his mother will be dealing with it very differently, and that is my aim. This child has got not just extreme behaviour problems, but he has got antisocial behaviour.
Right. You'd go that far?
I would go that far. I feel my job today is to really get the community working as a community so that they feel that they're here to help her rather than to judge her.
Well, Jaden's impact on the community is soon going to be found out because another family's on their way. They're the Sepiks.
Identical twins Konur and Emir live in Manchester with their brother Hakan, mum Tracy and dad Bullock. Life in the Sepik household was running smoothly until 6 months ago when the twins started to have major tantrums. Tracy and Bullock have noticed that the tantrums start when mum leaves the room. Things have now got so bad that when Tracy needs to leave the house alone, she has to do it in secret.
One child having a tantrum is a nightmare. Two, well, I just feel out of my depth. I don't know where to go, and it's trying to calm one down, and the other one's still going, and...
It's not just at home that the tantrums happen. Every time mum takes the twins out, all hell breaks loose.
If they do this when I'm out, that's when panic sets in because the world and the wife's looking at me. And so, you know, there's two over there and... That's my worst nightmare.
Feeling so out of control, Tracy and Bullock now avoid taking the twins out, but the weekly food shop can't be avoided.
Get me out of here, please.
They'd like to work together to stop the tantrums, but their strong wills get in the way.
Come on, we're going now, come on. Come on, we're going now.
Dad is convinced that the reason for the bad behaviour is that Tracy has stopped the boys' afternoon nap, as she thinks they're too old for it. This has become a major cause for disagreement between the couple.
They seem like not happy because they are tired. Always this will happen. They like...
Well, they just fell asleep in the car, but a lot of kids fall asleep in the car.
This is where the problem starts between me and Tracy, because then we start arguing because I'm saying, look, they didn't ever sleep, this is why they are tired. And you say this is the problem. So now what we did, now laying in the car. Tracy's rules.
We don't work as a team, we don't back each other up. Probably sometimes I don't back him up as well. It's not always him. But I suppose to maybe find some middle ground that, because at the moment we're now poles apart.
I want to see that, please.
So here come the Sepiks, Tanya, Hakan, who's 4.5, and two little twins, Konur and Emir, who are 2.5.
Who, it appears, are dressed identically.
Oh!
That's okay, just drop it on the
Uh-oh.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Tracy.
I'm Anita.
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 And this is Jaden.
Hello, Jaden.
Having something to eat.
I'm so excited, I'm like, oh, when am I going to get some company?
So you've just been on your own then?
Yeah. Interestingly, already, what I'm seeing is these children are very connected to their parents, have to be carried, can't be separated from them. Part of separating is developing your own individuality and knowing who you are, and that's what toddlers do. That's what being a toddler is. And maybe just giving them a sense of who they are in terms of, today I'm wearing a red shirt and he's not, it could be a good place to start. Don't say the F word, Jaden.
It's so sweet and inquisitive, isn't it?
Well, have a look now. The boys are actually really tired.
Yeah.
Exhausted.
I'm tired too.
Yeah.
One of the things they want to solve is this couple, Tracy and Bullock, have very differing views on parenting. One of their biggest bone of contentions is that the twins don't have naps. It's now 11:30. Are we going to see some sign that these boys are tired?
I want them to be tired and I want that to happen, so I want to see how the parents respond. Will we see conflict with these parents in the house? I think we possibly will.
Let's talk about Hakan, who is the eldest. He's going to be the eldest in the house at 4.5. I think one of their other issues is that he feels very ignored because the twins are badly behaved. He might quite like being the big boy in the house. That might be good for his self-confidence.
I wonder how much he is ignored and whether he's a very compliant kid who just has to kind of work around the twin brothers. Because we have seen with other families in the house where the non-problem sibling actually is quite marginalised and sidelined.
Yeah.
Children's paradise.
Definitely.
And so one more family to come.
Yes, yeah.
Cool.
Mums Anita and Tracy are looking after the children in the garden.
Oh, lovely. Hey, see, we...
Drink!
Oh, it's inside. You have to have some mummies.
No!
You have to have some mummies.
No, Mummy!
Are you going to play with the boys?
Mummy, no!
You have to go play... All right, don't have any
You know
then.
what, Jaden? Hakan said to me, I hope there's another boy for me to play with. How lucky he is that he has you to play with.
No!
Excuse me.
No! Not one night! Not one night! I want to be a boy! Is the mummy very cross?
Well, sometimes he says naughty words and it makes his mummy feel sad. So listen, you mustn't start saying those naughty words.
You will not say naughty words.
The Sepik family have come to the house to deal with the tantrums of 2.5-year-old twins, Konur and Emir. Dad Bullock believes if they weren't so tired, there would be fewer tantrums and insists an afternoon sleep is the answer. Mum Tracy disagrees and it's become a major bone of contention between them. The family is starting to unpack.
Hakan, listen, do you want to stay in here and help me with the suitcases? And Daddy take Konur and Emir out? Hey, how about that?
Hakan, why are you crying now? Huh? Listen, why are you crying now?
Because he's upset.
Huh? Why are you crying now? Why are you crying now?
Will you stop keep asking him why he's crying? As though he's not allowed to cry.
Leave him, Hakan. Hakan.
Do you know, honest to God, I just came in here to do the luggage.
I am trying to do Dale shade.
And you have to follow me in here and do all this, don't you?
Listen, Trace, don't...
Don't what? You could have gone out there.
They are shattered.
Well, then they can have an early night, can't they?
Right, come on, Emmy. Come on, we're going now.
What on?
Come on.
I think you're aren't you?
Having been unable to calm Emir down, this time it's Mum Tracy who gives in and puts him down for an afternoon nap, swiftly followed by Konur.
What's that? No.
Okay. All right, Angel. Shh. Come on, Emir. Come on. All right. Listen, there's another black bag with bedding in. Can you go and ask? Calm down, please. Shh. All right, shh. Okay, it's okay. I know. You want your cover, I know. Your daddy's trying to find your cover.
After their nap, Hakan, Konur and Emir Sepik are playing in the garden, looked after by Mum Anita
Okay, the house is
Gofton.
fantastic.
Tony takes the opportunity to talk to Bullock and Tracy about what she's observed since they've been in the house.
Yeah, very nice, yeah.
How do you feel about being here to do this work, to be in this house, to do all this together? Are you happy? Have you both come here feeling happy and together on this one?
Yeah, I think it's something we need to do because at the moment we're just
Well,
can't agree on the twins' behaviour and
Do you argue a lot?
yeah.
The two of you argue a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
The twins, one of them tends to do something or something happens and that then seems to get forgotten about and then it's me and Belen arguing, if you know what I mean.
So what I'm hearing is that your boys, the twins, whenever something goes off with one of them, instead of both of you uniting as a couple, as parents, and dealing with that child, it ends up with the two of you arguing.
Yeah.
Do you disagree only over the children, or is it something that goes through your marriage?
Yes, I think we probably do.
yeah.
If I was to ask you to rate it on a scale of 0 to 10, where 0 you would say your marriage is great, it's where you want it to be, there are no real problems, and 10 is it's really not working for you because of the arguments, where would you put it? What number would you choose?
I would say 7.
7.
I'd have said 6 or 7, yes.
6 or 7. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not so bad that we're heading for the divorce courts?
No, because this is why I want to overcome this. I think this is a big part of it, and I think if we can get through this, I think our marriage will be better and better for the boys as well.
So what do you disagree on? Do you disagree on tantrum management?
The minute one of the boys has a tantrum, for instance, the other day, it was after late afternoon, Emir and Konur were both throwing tantrums, and Belen immediately said, they're tired. And I said, well, no, because they've had an afternoon sleep today, so it's not because they're tired.
For me, especially in this age, this is what I think, the sleep is very, very important. They need to get enough sleep to go through a day.
Right, okay. What time do they go to bed at night?
Yeah,
Just tell me.
they go to bed about 8 o'clock, between 7:30
If they've
and
not had
8.
an afternoon sleep, though, they could be in bed for, say, between 6:30 and 7.
Right.
But this is not like just they are going to bed and sleeping.
But this is another thing we disagree on. Belen constantly checks the boys through the night, and I feel he disturbs them. He's concerned he thinks our children are the only ones who take their covers off. He's obsessed about them being cold and getting ill. And boys, all children tend to kick their covers off. It's, you know.
Yeah, but sometimes, if it's really cold outside, well, we got central heat and everything, but I'm not worrying about it. I still go, maybe 10, 15 times I go in their room and check them.
Are you waking them up sometimes?
No, I'm not waking them up, but you know, but yeah, sometimes they are waking up because...
Go on, be honest.
No, but what I do, another thing, this is what we not agree. For example, about 2 o'clock, sometimes if I'm too tired, what I do, I set the alarm 2 o'clock in the morning, wake up and change their nappies.
You wake them up at 3 o'clock in the morning and change their nappies?
Yeah, I'm not waking them up, not like physically.
Why do you do that?
Because their nappy is a little bit wet, you know.
But what's wrong with that?
Another way, it will be wet, so their bodysuit is getting wet, and then if I fell asleep and if Tracy fell asleep, so they are sleeping with the wet bodysuit.
And what's going to happen then?
He'll get a cold.
Cold, yeah, they can be ill, you know. If I sleep with wet, pyjama or something like this, it's not, I'll be ill.
Are you an anxious dad? Are you a nervous dad, a worried dad? Do you, for example, do you worry about a lot of things to do with your children? If they cry, does it make you feel very...
No, not like this. No, I'm comfortable when they cry. If I see something wrong with them, there's nothing wrong with them. If they didn't cut their hands or they didn't fall down or anything, it's just crying. I can.
If Konur had a high temperature just over Christmas, and to me it was just a high temperature, and I felt that paracetamol would be enough. 10 o'clock at night, he took him up to the hospital to the he did have a very high temperature, I agree, but only paracetamol is going to bring that down. And
do you think that Tracy neglects your children's emotional needs or their physical needs sometimes? Do you think she's not a caring enough mum? Is that your concern?
No. I put my hands up and I'll say she's the best mum for me in the world. No one could be better than Tracy.
I am, but except when we're arguing, I am not. I am the worst mother then when we argue.
No, I'm not.
Be truthful.
When we argue, we say these things to each other. You say to me, you are a bad father. You're not.
I've never called you a bad father. That is not true. That is not true. I say you're overprotective, you fuss too much, but I've never called you a bad father.
Yeah, but it comes to that.
You do call me a bad mother when we argue.
I've got a very short period of time to understand the problem, help you understand the problem, and then to try and implement something to try and sort things out. The only way I'm going to do it is I'm going to have to be direct and come in really quickly. No. Okay, so the first thing I want to say is, I think you are a big part of the problem.
Me?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Right, if you think so, yeah. But what way? Which way, you know?
I think you are over anxious with your boys, and you are not prepared to allow them to be toddlers. It feels to me like you treat your sons like princes, wrap them in cotton wool, and never make them responsible for their behaviour in a way so that they can learn not to behave like that.
But this is the way, you know, there isn't one way to grow up the kids. This is what I think. Every family has got their own ways to do it.
But it's not working in your family, Bullen, and you're arguing in front of your children. And one of the most damaging things for children when they grow up is to grow up in a household full of hostility and conflict.
I agree with that. Yeah, I know.
And that is damaging. And I've seen children who have grown up into older children who have been damaged by the fact that their parents have never been able to be adult enough to sort out their differences in a way that's mature, and where their parents are behaving like children. And fundamentally, that's what you're doing. You're behaving like a pair of squabbling children in front of your own children.
Yeah, we're being very selfish.
This is what I'm saying, Trace.
Oh, he's being timed out, so...
I think
I'll go out. Outside.
Yeah, no
carry
problem.
on chatting for a bit.
Oh, thanks very much. Thank you. Hey.
Well, maybe, like you said, I'm in the wrong. I don't know.
I didn't say that. That's what you heard. I didn't say that.
No, I know.
That's what you're hearing, because I think you're a good father. You love your boys.
Yeah, I can die for them. I'll do everything for them.
Absolutely, and I can see that. I'm not saying it's your fault, and I'm not saying you're a bad father. Your anxiety is driving you to behave in a certain way towards your sons, which I think is going to set them up to have much bigger problems. For you, this is going to be a very emotional week.
Yeah.
And I'm not here to tear you apart. I'm just here to hopefully get you to think a little bit differently so that your boys don't have to face this arguing all the time.
It's clear Tanya has a lot of work ahead, and it will only be compounded by the arrival of our third family, the Bullocks.
Yeah.
Life in the Bullock household has never been easy. But doting parents Alan and Julie from Rochdale have now surrendered total control to their 2.5-year-old daughter, Ellie.
In a minute, I'll get it for you.
What do you want?
Okay. Just like a little bit of quality time to ourselves, and at the moment, we're just not getting that.
I would like Ellie to go to bed at a proper time, a regular time, instead of ruining our evening.
Ellie demands Mum and Dad's attention all day and all night, leaving them no time alone, and whenever she calls, they come running.
Should we do some drawing?
Yeah.
We started giving in to Ellie right from word go, really.
When she cries, she gets really upset, and basically we don't like her being upset, we don't like her crying. But now she is getting older, she knows that if she starts to cry and all the tantrums, she will get her own way.
53-year-old Alan escapes Ellie's tantrums most of the week as he's a long-distance lorry driver.
I'm in my little cocoon, this is my home for the week. But Julie has all the everyday problems with Ellie and work and everything else, and she has to cope with all that herself.
And as Alan hasn't seen the apple of his eye all week, when he gets home, he constantly gives in to her demands.
Well, give me a kiss and I'll put it on. Thank you.
Not only does Ellie get her own way in the day, at night time there's a whole new set of problems to deal with.
Are you ready for bed?
No.
Mum and Dad think it's bedtime, but Ellie's got different ideas.
Get back in Bubba's.
Now she wants the daddy, because she thinks the dad will bring her downstairs. No, you can't go down. She's gone in there because she thinks eventually she's going to be able to come downstairs.
She thinks Mummy will let her downstairs. But she's not going downstairs tonight.
You want to go down?
Yeah.
Come on, then.
Ellie's ended up getting her own way, that's normal. You should let Mummy and Daddy be on their own.
Ellie has never spent a single night in her own bed, and as she succeeds in getting between Mum and Dad every evening, they have finally reached breaking point.
We give Ellie everything, and I think we deserve a little as well.
It's a big girl. Oh, Mummy's hand. It's a good girl.
This is our last family.
The only girl in the house, the little baby girl, Ellie Marie, who's 2.5. Lots of positive praise, isn't there?
Hiya.
Hi there.
Hi.
Every time someone comes in, my hands are wet.
Hiya.
And another children, yeah? Hi. How are you?
I'm good. I'm Anita.
This is Julie. I'm Alan.
Hi, sorry, my hands are
Pleased to
wet.
meet you,
Yes,
Anita.
pleased to meet you. Your name is?
Alan.
Alan and Tracy.
Julie. Pleased to meet you, Tracy.
Hi.
Hiya, my name is Bulan.
Hello, beautiful.
Sorry, I can't stand Bulan.
What's your
How are
name?
you? My name's Alan.
Alan,
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Ellie.
Yeah.
From reading the notes, from looking at the footage, what are we dealing with?
Sort of the little princess, really, the kind of centre of their world. This is Alan's second time around of having children. He's got older kids.
Dad Alan also goes off, he's a lorry driver, so he'll go off for 4 or 5 days, and when he comes back, all he wants to do is spoil her. Brings her presents, she's allowed to do whatever she wants. The one thing they've asked for is a routine. There is absolutely no fixed routine in this little girl's life at all.
I can do routine. It's whether they can do routine. And that, because, you know, setting up a routine means saying to your kid, this is what I want, and this is when I want it, and you're going to do it, and then they go, "Wah!" And then if you cave in, goodbye routine. If you stand firm, the routine will happen.
Having observed the Bullock family for the past half an hour, Tanya decides it's finally time to meet them.
Okay, so we've got 5 days, which isn't very long.
No.
And you've set aside, you're not working, you've really set your heart,
Yeah,
this
that's
is
right.
really important for you.
Yeah.
I need to see the behaviour in order to treat it. It's just, it seems to me, it's when you set a boundary or you say the word no.
That's right. And I've always admitted that it's our fault for
2 words
giving
to
in.
describe you. Big softie.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. I was worried because she's also, in the last 2 days, started hitting.
Really, really hard.
She's actually been hitting a couple of kids out there.
Already?
That's what- yeah.
She's just pushed him now.
Yeah.
She's just pushed him.
Yeah,
Right.
I've seen a bit of that, yeah.
It's assessment day in the house of tiny Tearaways. Before Dr. Tanya can begin to treat the parenting problems of this week's families, she'll need to spend a day observing to discover exactly where the problems lie. Anita Gofton from Cornwall has brought 3-year-old son Jaden here to try and learn how to deal with his increasingly uncontrollable behaviour. His frequent swearing, aggressive tantrums and general unruliness are proving impossible for Mum Anita to control. Julie and Alan Bullock from Rochdale have brought 2.5-year-old daughter Ellie to sort out her sleeping and behaviour. Ellie has never once spent the night in her own bed and is prone to huge tantrums if she doesn't get her own way. The Sepiks family from Manchester want help with 2.5-year-old identical twins Konur and Emir. They are both very clingy and their constant tantrums make life difficult for their parents and older brother Hakan.
Get me out of here, please.
The situation is made worse by Mum and Dad's clashing approaches to parenting.
Tracy's rules. Tracy's rules.
At the moment, we're poles apart.
With just 5 days to tackle these problems, Dr. Tanya Byron has a tough challenge ahead of her.
It's just got to be true.
Earlier, Tanya asked Tracy and Bülent Sepik to try and come to an agreement on what they want to achieve this week.
Like I said, I want us to work together and not against each other, which is what we do at the moment.
Yeah, but to do this, you need to be agree about the things.
Listen, we're not going to agree on every single thing in life. No, nobody does. But when we don't agree on something, it's not got to lead into a huge argument, you know? It's just got to be dropped. The afternoon sleep, I think, has got to stop becoming such a huge issue. You know, if the boys really need a sleep blanket, I will let them sleep. I'm not saying it's set in stone. There is no way in the world they're having an afternoon sleep. But generally, I think they can do without it.
Yeah, if they can do without it, why they fell asleep on the high chair then?
Yeah, but Tanya said herself that can sometimes happen, Belen.
Sometimes, if you don't, if they
It doesn't
every
always
night.
happen. It does not happen every night.
Also, this checking in the night.
Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not waking them up and.
But you do disturb them when you keep
disturb
going
them,
in. I think you do that partly because you've a sleep problem, and because because you're not sleeping and you're going in and you're doing that and stuff. That does have to stop.
I feel myself, I need to go and check it because.
Yeah, but Tanya just explained to you that you've no need to keep on doing that. That's something you've got to get round in your head, that they are actually going to be okay. I just think, they just need a lot of support, and I just feel that I am so on my own with that in the house. The person I really want on my side with that and to give me the support is you.
And I don't give anything, I don't do anything, yeah.
I'm not saying you don't do anything, I'm just saying I want your support.
Alan and Julie Bullock brought 2.5-year-old Ellie to the house to address the fact that Ellie has almost complete control over her parents. Tanya has asked Alan and Julie to try and get Ellie to stay at the dinner table while they eat, something she always refuses to do at home. I joined Tanya to observe while Ellie has her first meal in the house.
Come here.
Right.
Don't you move from there. Sit. Don't you move from there.
Ellie? Alan, you've left the gate open.
Yeah. Ellie, come back here now.
Mum's laughing. And now it's a game.
It's extraordinary.
Come on, you've got...
What does all of this mean to you?
That the child doesn't listen to them, doesn't take them seriously, and they have no authority or control over their child.
Right, come here.
Oh, come here. Go on. Listen, Ellie, just have a little bit because you've had nothing to eat all day. Now, come on.
No.
Just a tiny little bit.
No.
Have some, please. Do you want some ice cream later?
Yeah.
Right, we'll have some dinner.
Begging their child,
Yeah.
offering ice cream. No wonder this child has learnt she can get what she wants by just throwing a straw. Look, is she upset?
No, not at all.
Will you eat your dinner?
No, sit on Mummy's knee. And then
No.
you just said if you sit on my knee that you'll have some dinner.
She's completely in control.
Isn't she?
I mean, completely in control.
I don't want it.
Please.
I don't want it.
Please.
No.
Are you going in?
Yeah, just to get her to sit on her own. Yeah.
On the brown side.
You've got to have your din then, and you can play outside then.
Hiya. Hello, so who's this?
Mine.
Now, just before it's finished, there's a few bits left. Could I see her back on the chair with you guys getting her to finish it on her own, please?
Yeah.
Could I? Could you? Just say, right, Ellie, we're going to put you on the chair and you're going to finish now, please.
Oops.
And then you can get down and play outside, but
Okay.
only when you finish
Just that, and then you can have
You
some
finish
ice
that
cream.
now, okay? And then when you've finished it, you can have some ice cream, okay?
Just wash my hands there. No, it's not a sink.
Stay on the chair.
Stay on the chair, darling.
I'll finish.
No.
Do you want her to stay sitting at a table until you've finished, or what?
Well, yeah, it would be nice.
Yeah, but
See if you
you
can
see,
keep her
normally
then.
what we do is I give Ellie hers and then I'll just see to Ellie and then I normally have mine.
Yeah, but yours is cold now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only way, really.
Who's the boss of this family?
Her.
Yeah.
Completely. Ooh, there she goes. Does it cause problems for the two of you in your relationship?
Occasionally.
Well, it does all the time because we just row over it all the time.
Yeah. And what do you feel about what she's doing now? Is it upsetting you?
Yes and no, it's annoying me.
Yeah.
Because I know she's just crying for her own way, I know that.
Yeah. Why do you never show her that you're annoyed?
Because she's soft.
I'm soft and she doesn't take any notice anyway. If I shout at her, or if I say, do you want a smack? She'll go, yeah.
Because she knows you won't do it. Julie, why did you pick her up when she was having the tantrum?
Because she's getting too upset and I don't like being upset.
No, and she knows that, doesn't she? You've told me exactly what the problems are. I mean, you know what the problems are. How do we then turn it round?
How do I make Ellie just sit down on the chair without all this upset? What am I doing something wrong?
What do you think?
Well, I know I am, but
what are you doing? What do you think it is?
I'm giving in to her, but this will just carry on and carry on and carry on.
What do you want to get out of these 5 days?
I just want to...
You want to be able to say, sit down, darling, and she does it?
Because, I mean, we're not asking her to do anything...
You're not saying go
out of the ordinary, are we?
She's working us. Yeah.
Totally working you. Do you have much of a routine with her?
Yeah, I do. She has her meals at the same time, but then in the evening, as I say, she just does what she wants because she will not go to bed, so she just stays up, she plays with the toys till whatever, and then she just falls asleep on the settee.
She should be getting about 11 hours of sleep a night. She's in a massive state of sleep deprivation. That is going to have an impact on her behaviour. Part of the reason she's so badly behaved is because she's exhausted. I have to say, I think the key word for you guys this week is going to have to be no.
Okay.
So a summary and a plan for the week then for the families. First up, Anita and Jaden Gofton.
It's nice for this child to be leaving this house not saying the F word, I think. For her to feel confident that she can take him out in public and manage him, for her to feel more authoritative and assertive with him.
What is your plan of action for them then this week?
Well, it's about, I think, just for her to feel more authoritative, more in control, more in charge, and for her son to start to respect her, which he clearly doesn't at the moment.
The Bullocks, sum up their issues for me.
They're frightened of their child and they let her control them. Those are the key issues. They have completely and utterly allowed her to dictate when she does anything, whether that's eating, sleeping, getting dressed, walking, sitting, standing. I mean, she is completely in charge.
What's your biggest worry with the Bullocks?
That they won't be able to follow through because she will break their heart.
How do you get over that? I mean, because all parents will be watching going, I just don't want my child to cry.
Why? Why don't parents want their child to cry?
I don't, because he's really sweet.
But if children don't cry, and if children don't have rage, and then we manage that rage in an authoritative and boundaried way, they'll never learn how to deal with their rage. And they will become angry adults.
What's your plan for the week for the Sepiks?
Really, for Tracy and Bullock to agree on how they're going to manage their children. I mean, they don't even agree on what the behaviour is about. Konur and Emir are children who whinge and whine, and I tell you, when you're in the room with it, it goes straight through your head. It's like a sort of drill in your head. It's really sharp, high-pitched frequency noise. And these children whinge and whine and get both parents around them from the moment they do it. But what fascinates me is that while they can't say no or walk away from a tantrum or ignore their sons when they're whinging, they can scream at each other in front of the children and distress their children. And that is something that I need to try and get my head around with them, because that is much more damaging than ignoring a tantrum. Coming out
to
here
encourage a bedtime routine, Tanya earlier told all the parents their children should be in bed by 7:30. As Ellie would normally sleep in her parents' bed, Tanya has set Dad Alan the task of trying to get Ellie to sleep in her own bed while she watches his progress. She wants him to start by using a technique called rapid return, which involves settling her in bed and then leaving the room for short periods of time and repeating this process as necessary until she falls asleep.
And you go to sleep? No! Yeah. Good girl. Yeah, get your doddy. No, no.
It's been 15 minutes and Ellie shows no signs of settling, so Tanya steps in to lend a hand.
What do you think's best?
She might need a bit of reassurance to know, and then just come straight out, and then we can wait a bit more, yeah? Just very briefly.
Hey, come on, darling. Come on, lie down. It's night time. There's a good girl. There's a good girl. There you go. Night time. Shh, go bubbles.
You just left her for 5 minutes and then you went in. You could leave her for another 5 minutes, or you could leave her for 10 minutes.
Right, yeah.
It's up to you.
Hey, come on. Bed. Come on. Get back in there. Come on. Come on, darling. Come on, it's night time. Night time. You're all right. You're all right. There you go. Got your blanket. There you go. Your blanket. There you go. There's a good girl. Daddy's staying with you. It's heartbreaking, isn't it?
Oh no, you never thought you'd have a psychologist in your bedroom. She's asleep.
With Ellie sound asleep, Tanya gives Mum Julie and
just
Dad
sit
Alan
motionless
some
looking
further
away.
advice.
What broke my heart is that she kept saying, I don't like it, I don't like it. You've never taught her how to sleep in a bed because you've never set any boundaries, or you've never.
Yeah.
So she was completely bewildered, and I think that's because you've always had this attitude about her that she will just kind of tell you when she wants to do things.
To sleep, yeah.
But she's only little, and she needs you to teach her how to do it and where to do it, and that's what you did. We went for 2 techniques. First of all, we went for a rapid return, which is basically put her into bed, walk out, leave her to cry. You left her to cry for 5 minutes, then I said go back in, just comfort her and then walk out. But that's when she started flouncing around. So what we've done is now called a gradual withdrawal, and basically each night you're just going to have to sit further and further away from her.
Yeah.
Because she's obviously quite frightened and she doesn't quite understand all of this, because this is bed for her, isn't it, with you guys, and the telly on, I suppose, and a book, whatever. Yeah. So she's got to unlearn all of this, and she's got to learn all of that.
Well, she's done good though, hasn't she?
She's doing very good, and she will do well if you can be consistent. But the thing is, tonight, if she wakes up in the night,
put her back in
and do
the
that
bed.
again.
Right.
But don't talk to her too much.
It's so tempting to want to go in there and just, like you do, get hold of her and try and make her go or something,
Is this unusual? 7:45, she's asleep in her own bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time she's been in bed, in her own bed, asleep at this time.
It's now been over 5 hours since Dad Alan put 2.5-year-old Ellie to bed by herself for the first time ever. So, will Ellie spend the night in her own bed? And will Dad Alan spend the night in his?